Hi everyone, it's me, David. I hope you're having a great day, and here is today's philosophical point: perspective. In order to better understand Stoicism, I think it's important to recognize that we are at some distance from the old Stoics, their school forming well over 2,000 years ago. And yes, there are many things we have in common with them, but in order to understand what they were talking about, it's crucial that we understand our viewpoint and where we are coming from. So I think perspective is the best entrance into the world of the Stoics, given that we're living in 2021. Now, some people might argue with this and they might say, well, we have some understanding of virtue, so we should start there. And of course, virtue is the only true good, so that's what we want to study a great deal. Socrates wanted to talk about it all day, and I'm not against that idea. But there are some things in our understanding of virtue that put us at some distance from the Stoics. And from my reading and from my experience of the ancient philosophers, the term that is going to cause the most confusion, given our understanding of virtue, is moral. We keep talking about moral virtues, but think of some of the Stoic virtues, such as organization, resourcefulness, and industry. So my question for you is, if someone is not industrious or organized, would you say that there was something immoral about them? And I really hope not. So I just want to start with that point, because I do understand that there's some good sense to saying, let's talk about Stoic virtue first and foremost. But I believe that perspective will be a better entryway into understanding the Stoics. Now, the reason for this is because we are concerned with viewpoints, perspectives, subjective experience to an extent that no humans in history were previously. In other words, yes, you can look back to previous times where people wrote whole novels, as many people do now, from their subjective viewpoint, but we're talking about the whole population nearly of the earth. Everybody's really into their own perspectives. Now, these two topics are not unconnected, and I'll explain why using the concept of virtue. When we talk about character, we're talking about your disposition, the dispositions of an agent, and when we're talking about virtue, we're talking about good dispositions. But I think we can say a little more than that. So being a virtuous person means you are disposed to act well, you are disposed to desire well, you're disposed to feel well or in the right way, and you're disposed to see things in the right way. And it's this last thing, seeing things or seeing situations, seeing circumstances, seeing opportunities in the right way, that I think will be crucial to understanding Stoicism. So now, one thing that we should note is that there's a lot of talk about making progress as a Stoic, and I think this is a good point at which to state that as you develop in your character, one thing you're going to look to, besides behaving differently and being disposed in a better way than you are now with regard to action, is seeing things a little differently. And as you move more toward being temperate and self-controlled, you will start to see things that tempted you greatly in the past as not tempting you as much. The way you look at them is a little different than the way you looked at them last year or even 6 months ago. Now, in order to give a true Stoic theory of perspective, we're going to have to say a lot more than that. I just wanted to introduce to you my view of what's the best concept of ours for better understanding Stoicism and living as a Stoic. And I'd like to hear your view. Do you think it's virtue and virtue alone? What do you think about my idea that morality, the concept of morality, messes up our understanding of Stoic virtue a little? And it's all right. You could tell me if you think I'm right about this, that perspective among all our concepts is the best way for us to move into the world of the Stoics. That's all for today. I hope you have a great day. Like, subscribe, and check out what I do below, and we'll see you in the next video.